Hey everyone, so this is officially day one. Um, I'm sitting just a little bit outside of my window to try to give you guys a different view, just so you can see a little bit outside of Paris. I'm not so sure if you can actually see it, but just so you can see where I'm living. I know that the first video was really dark, and I'm hoping that this one won't turn out as dark. Uh, but yeah, so day one. I had my first day of class today, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I'm still adjusting to life in Paris. I'm really learning the customs, like when you walk into any establishment, you say bonjour to anyone. It's polite. Those things are an adjustment, mostly because I don't speak French at all. Um, so, I said in the first video that my class was centered around the flaneur. So today was really introducing us to who and what the flaneur was. So it was predominantly men that were associated with being flaneurs. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's fine. My French is bad. But anyway, the flaneur. So it was originally associated with being lazy. And you would call someone a flaneur if they were a lazy individual in Paris because the flaneur began in Paris. So as time moved on, he began to be associated with middle class men who had time to really observe people and kind of portray them and understand them. By the end of his reign, around 1863, he was considered the painter of modern life. And what that really means was that he was really able to observe any individual or the people that he closely associated himself with and really recreate them in his individual creative way. Um, Also, around this time, 1863, was when the end of the flaneur came about. This was due in part to the creation of uh, wholesale stores, mostly because the flaneur was closely associated with the arcades in Paris, which was something else that we learned about today in class. The arcades were the world of shops and stores, mostly luxury in Paris. They were really isolated streets, self-contained in Paris. Um, and it was the site of mixing culture and people. It was really a melting pot in Paris, and they were really big. And so these were places where the flaneur could come and observe and really work and not be interrupted. Uh, but his reign was cut short, and the arcades were slowly closed down, mostly because of health reasons, but also because the French were really trying to maintain purity in the French bloodline, so they closed them down. So once the arcades began to go, so did the flaneur. There are still some today, but they're very few in between, and they're not as extravagant as the original arcades.